It's 12th versus 14th in the Clarendon Derby. DUMBO HING will travel to the league leaders, and the January transfer market is already heating up. All this and more on this Match Week 16 preview show. Yes, welcome back to Jampel Fan, and Happy New Year to you all. We got 7 games coming our way this weekend, so let's get into it. Starting with the curtain raiser at Draxall. Malines versus HARB. Malines were by far the team of the week for Match Week 15 after their impressive 5-0 win away to fellow strugglers Vere Phoenix United. But I'm sure head coach Jeremy Thomas will already be erasing that result from his team's mind, as consistency is the key. He may be asked to be critical with their 5-0 win, but outside of the schoolboy sensation Devon Davis, everyone else missed some big goal-scoring chances, and Captain Jason Wright himself should have had a hat-trick, and Malines fans should be hoping he returns to his best sooner rather than later. But at least they scored, something we can't say about their next opponents. HARB dreadful form in front of goal has seen they drop from as high as 5th all the way down to relegation zone at 13th. Again, they have been playing decent football lately, especially since the coaching change, but they desperately need a lethal finisher and a chance creator. Thankfully, some help is here, as summer signee Timar Lewis should finally be cleared to make his second debut for the club. And with them being currently on a 7-game winless run, they are praying things will turn out in a similar way to the last time they faced Malines when they won 2-1. But will Malines get their second back-to-back victory of the season? We will find out at 1 p.m. this Sunday at Draxall. Mount Pleasant versus DUMBO HING. Of course, the game is just a warm-up for the opening act. Home team Mount Pleasant is rampaging through the league like a hurricane. The league leaders are currently the highest scorers and are also on a 6-game winning streak. It's a clear understatement to say confidence is high in St. Anne, and it will be a massive effort or some massive luck for any team to even take a point off them at the moment. But maybe the Hollywood script is being prepared for this weekend, as they now face the lone team to beat them so far this season. DUMBO HING pulled off an impressive 3-2 win last time these two teams faced each other, but that was at the cozy confines of the Dunbolin Sports Complex. The St. Catherine-based club is a whole different team when they travel, as they currently have the worst away record in the league with no wins, 1 draw and 6 defeats so far. What's even worse, they are currently on a 5-game winless run, which includes 2 of their games at home. It would be a New Year miracle if they manage an upset, but that's why we all just have to tune in when Mount Pleasant hosts DUMBO HING 3:15 this Sunday. Humble Lion versus Vere Phoenix United. Now, each and every Clarendon derby is normally an enticing event in themselves, but this weekend's one may be the most important one in years. Both Humble Lion and Vere are towards the end of the table, and both teams picked up 5 the last time they touched the field. Sure, Vere's recent result has garnered more attention thanks to their partnership with Phoenix, but we can't ignore that the Lions have been equally terrible the last few months. At least Vere has a win in their last 5 games and already have new January signings ready to go to turn their fortunes around. Things look a lot more hopeless for Humble Lion, who are now on an 8-game winless run, and their once proud defensive record a thing of the past. But they are generally better at home at Effortville, and they will hope that they do one better than their 1-1 draw from the last derby match. Simply put, this game cannot be missed when Humble Lion hosts Vere Phoenix United this Sunday at 3 p.m. Montego Bay versus Capital Maroons. There is a third club that Clarendon natives can be proud of, and that's the Capital Maroons. The team is on a decent run of form, being unbeaten in their last 3, which included top 6 teams Cavalier and Arnett Gardens. But they will face their toughest test yet under new coach Jeremy Douglas when they travel to the second city to take on Montego Bay United. Mobe had a tough time breaking down a resolute HARB defense and will be very wary of the threat that Demarai Deacon poses on the counter. Of course, they have plenty of dangerous attackers themselves, even if Jordan Fletcher remains sidelined for another week. Don't expect Mobe to take Capital lightly, especially after they needed a DeAndre Brown 90-minute goal to squeak by them last time. It should be another good game where Montego Bay United hold Capital Maroons 5 p.m. this Sunday. Racing versus Arnett Gardens. It's crazy to think that just a few weeks ago, and the Gans' form was just as good as Mount Pleasant's. But these last few match days have seen the Junglers' red-hot form cool somewhat. Some fans may be worried that Ardent didn't look their best against two teams towards the bottom of the table, only scoring 2 goals, but I'm here to tell them not to panic, not yet, as winning in DUMBO is a massive feat, and before their record against Shepparton, Ardent was looking a bit in control. And with influential striker Fabian Reid back from injury, this Ardent team is poised to get better and better. However, I do think they will have a tough time against their next opponent. Racing may be another team that is low in the table, but they are proving to be a very scrappy team that does not know when they are beaten. And with their new number 9 striker Hutchinson already scoring on his debut, things are looking up for Racing. However, I do feel they need to get back Nikai Ellis to the player we first saw in the first round, as his influence in midfield has waned a bit lately. They can't expect Biggs to keep pulling miracles out of his pocket, so a total team effort will be needed to convert more of their draws into wins. And it will prove a good test, but they should feel confident that they can at least match their 1-1 result from the reverse fixture in the first round. An interesting matchup when Racing United hosts Ardent Gardens at Fernita Park 3 p.m. this Sunday. Tivoli Gardens vs Portmore United. Tivoli is a team transformed. Tivoli took longer than they wanted to warm up, but with 4 wins out of their last 5 matches, they are now a team no one would want to face. Goals are flowing, as you would need to go all the way back to November for the last time they failed to score more than 1 goal in a match. What's made them even more scary is that they are finding goals from almost every position on the pitch bar the goalkeeper. Portmore's recent form is a stark contrast. They have no wins in their last 6 games and have since become the league's draw specialists. They need a little more magic to convert them into more wins, and they may have found it in Trevon Walsh. The big striker came on late against Cavalier after being out for months from an injury and immediately made his influence felt. If they can get him up to speed and Rumor Gucci find back that early season form, Portmore will be winners again. No, a last gasp winner from Javier Brown got Portmore the 2-1 win the last time these two teams faced, and with Tivoli only being 4 points behind for that last playoff position, Portmore would be desperate for a similar result. I think this may end up being the best match this weekend when Tivoli Gardens host Portmore United this Monday at 5 p.m. Cavalier vs Waterhouse. Waterhouse seem to have a problem. There is no question that Firehouse is having a good season so far, but all 3 of their losses this season has come against a current top 6 opponent. No, from the outset, there is no shame in that, but what's truly worrisome was that in each of those matches they lost, they were severely outplayed. Simply not good enough for a squad as talented as this one, and they must try to get it right soon, starting with one of those teams that already beat them this season. Cavalier is currently a wounded animal. The Caribbean champs were once the dangerous Predators, but injuries and fatigue have transformed them into a limping zebra in the savannah, ready to be pounced upon. They only managed to field 4 players on their bench last time out, and Rudolph Speed will be hoping the small holiday break was enough to get the likes of Stein and Barrett ready for action this weekend. If not, we may already see a first start for their new signing, more on him in a little bit, up front along with a host of their talented youngsters. And we must say, despite not being at their best, Cavalier are unbeaten in their last 3 and will be a tough opponent regardless of who they feel on Monday. So Waterous will most likely have a tough time trying to avenge their 2-0 loss from earlier this season. Well, we will see if they can when Cavalier hosts Waterhouse at the Anthony Smalling Complex this Monday. Okay, that's it for the preview, but before our predictions, we have some exciting transfer news to share. Before I get started, I must mention these transfer news were first broke by my colleague Bam Sports TV. Give him a follow on Instagram and YouTube. Okay, currently Ray and nephew Jamaican Premier League and Concave Caribbean Club champions Cavalier SC have made their first transfer on the window as they have acquired 21-year-old striker Justin Dunn on loan from Tivoli Gardens for the remainder of the season. Dunn hasn't started so much so far this season, often coming off late off the bench, but if he recovers last season's form, this may end up being good business for the defending champions. My Lions also made an attacking move as they acquired former McGrath High School, the Costa Cup standout player, 23-year-old striker Peter McGregor from Ireland First Division team, Alton Town FC, on a free transfer for the remainder of the season. McGregor will once again team up with his high school coach, Jermaine Thomas, at my Lions. And finally, Racing United FC makes a defensive addition to their roster as they acquired former Holy Trinity High School Monaco player, 22-year-old defender Ricardo Dixon from Montego United on a permanent transfer for an undisclosed fee. There were also managerial transfer news involving Racing as their assistant coach Donovan Loftus has left to become the new assistant coach at Vere Phoenix United. So that's all for the news right now. Time for this week's poll where I had to ask you guys, are Mount Pleasant now the favourites to win the JPL in 2025? And not surprisingly, majority of you guys said yes. And I completely understand, we just realize the form they're on right now. Also, you're taking a card, the last 2 seasons they made it to the final, all under a top of Whitmore. So it's not really out of the realm of possibility, especially the way they're playing and the players they bought in the summer, that they are favourites to win it all again. Although I would tell people, keep an eye on Cavalier, they're definitely a team made for knockout rounds, and Mobe may have something to say about the top 2. But I guess we will find out when the players finally kick off later this season. Alright, that's enough now. Let's get to the prediction, the fun part. My Lions versus HARB View. I actually going to go with my Lions with this one. I think my Lions should be buzzing from how they played against Tivoli, even though they lost, and how they played against Vere. And I said, our Views can't score. I think my Lions will squeak by them 1-0. Mount Pleasant versus DUMBO HING. I don't expect anything less than 3-0 for Mount Pleasant. If there's anything less than that, I'd be shocked. Humberline versus Vere. Probably the hardest game to call. Humberline should be better at home, and Vere, with the newcomers coming in, is still a team we're not sure we can call. I'll probably take the safe route here and say Humberline 1, Vere Phoenix United 1. Montego Bay versus Chapelton. I see Mobe winning, but not so easy. So I say Mobe 2, Chapelton 1. Racing versus Arnett. This can easily be another 1-1 draw as Arnett and Racing share the points at Fernita Park. Tivoli versus Portmore. These two normally play a close game when they face each other, but you think that the form Tivoli is on, they might squeak by Portmore 2-1. Cavalier Waterhouse. Again, I'm not sure how fit Cavalier is, but they normally seem to have Waterhouse ticket, and they might just squeak by Waterhouse once again with another 2-1 score. So yeah, that's my predictions. A lot of 2-1s I have in that one, so gotta play it safe. But let me know in the comment section below what you think will happen this weekend. Otherwise, please like, subscribe and share, as we like to keep you up to date on all things in the Jamaican Premier League leading up to the final in May. Otherwise, for great JPL content, you're already at the right place. JPL fan. You too, big up yourself.